Stop button. Alright, so check this out. This is something I made, I want to say back in like 11th grade, but I hadn't really revised or thought about revising it until like recently. I might end up recording it, I don't know. We'll see. But that doesn't stop you from the decision you make. Now you realize life is not a game, but to make these mature decisions, 'cause soon you won't be a child anymore. That's only part of it, and that's like a tiny part of that. Okay, so you got a glimpse into that. I had to go check the dryer.
Done. Pause. Button.
I took out some socks my mom had in there. I have no clue if, well, they felt like they were washed. I guess the washer stopped, but just in case that's like not the case, then what I'm gonna go ahead and do is, like, once I finish washing my stuff, I'm gonna put the socks back and rewash them. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to do that. It was only like, how many socks? I don't know, just like a few pairs. But I gotta check the dryer because there's some stuff in there. I'm probably just gonna mess with the settings and put it on high so we can speed up the process. And you wanna know why? Because I can't. She's out of the house right now, so there. Anyways, I've got to finish English homework,
1:19 p.m.
which I'm gonna do. Stuff my cheeks. In other words, eat something. And then I also have to unwrap my new cane. It's a backup that I've had since since 2022. The only thing is that the cane I'm using right now, the bottom part looks like it's been scraped to like oblivion. So I'm gonna unwrap my new cane, move my keychains from the old cane to the new one, and yeah, cause I'll just think of it like this. Tomorrow when I go to class, I'm gonna be showing up there with a brand new cane. Not that anyone's gonna care, at least I don't think they will. Who knows, maybe they will. But for now, me go bye-bye.
Pause. Button. Top of. Done. Dim. Pause. Button.
Alright. Gonna work on English homework.
Windows sign dash in. Joy size space. Welcome. Page 20. Grand still dash the space. Unlock keyboard.
And part of the assignment is like describe a claim that you think is most valuable. Okay, basically she wants us to read an article and then do like a little 3-paragraph thing. First paragraph like summarizing the article, second paragraph describing a claim, and then third paragraph what was it, like why you think this claim is important or something like that. And I'm going through the article and I'm like, holy shit, what claim do I choose? So wish me luck on this. stuffed my cheeks a little while ago, so that should help. Can't wait for it to cool down in the next few days. And yeah, I don't really know what else to add.
Pause button.
So for now, boy.
Done. Pause button.
Alright, so I'm almost done with English homework. I just have one more paragraph that I have to do. So, okay, just to sum it up, we're reading this article. It's called Storytelling, Narration, and the Who I Am story. And like I said, in the second paragraph, she wants us to write about what claim we think is like valuable and to kind of describe it. And there was one part of the article that talked about how storytelling can also be used in like the corporate world. It can also be used in like journalism, stuff like that. And then there was this part about grant writing, which is like it's kind of like what nonprofit organizations use to put out their message, and they were like, storytelling can be used with that. And I was trying to find a way to explain like how that works, because I was like, that's a good claim that I can talk about, or that like that I can say is like valuable. And then I'm like, okay, you know what, like, it's already hot as hell. My brain is kind of wonkers, because I'm like, I don't want to look like I'm plagiarizing, because that's not even that's not what I'm trying to do. And so I was like, you know what, I'm going to write, here's a quote that better explains this, so I don't sound like a jumbled up mess. And then I put the quote, and I use the quotation marks around the whole thing that I selected and like put in the document. And I'm like, holy shit, I better not end up failing this. And I think most, if not all, colleges have that like plagiarism detector thingy, or I think some other websites do. So there were like two different things that I put quotation marks around. So yes. I'm just hoping I can come up with something good for the last paragraph. Like, I know she said, like, do your best, and she has said, like, yeah, writing's hard, and she's like, you don't stop learning. And I'm trying to keep that in mind, because there's a story that I want to tell you guys from my high school English class. I don't know if this teacher that I had in high school, like, toward the end, went on a lockdown-fueled rage, or what the fuck happened, but basically, I'm just gonna give you the highlights. A day after we turn in an assignment, she goes on this, like, rant, and part of the rant included, like, if we were writing the way we wrote in a college English class, that she didn't want her name to be brought up. I'm gonna tell that story more in detail, but that's just the highlight. I think that does also kind of scare me, even though I'm like, okay, you're not in high school anymore. And besides that little moment, that teacher was, for the most part, okay. But yeah. To the high school English teacher, if you found this, You heard nothing. Okay? You heard nothing. And like, even if you did, it's not like I was trying to talk crap about you. I'm just saying, you maybe shouldn't have said that, but then again, I understand if you were kind of going through a fuck the pandemic moment, because, yeah, we were still on lockdown when this went down, so, yeah, it could have easily been just a screw COVID, I'm done, or it could have just been she was pissed at us because of what we turned in, and it was like, she used what I had written as an example of, like, the shittiest responses she got. And I knew it was mine. Like, I remembered what I'd written. I knew it was mine. And she, like, during that, she'd stop and do, like, a bit of a reaction. And it's like, okay, I look back on that, because she's like, at the end of that, she goes, you need to redo this and have it in by tomorrow. And I remember I stayed up till like 12 midnight, looking back at my old example and then writing the new one with what she'd given us that day. And I remember thinking, this cannot be even remotely close to the old example, because I don't want her flying off the rails again. Which, again, I'm going to go into more detail as to how all this went down. I'm not going to say her name. I really hope that anybody who comes across this, anybody, like, from SoCal, don't ask me for her name. You're not getting it. I am not going to mention it for privacy reasons, and also because it's just, no. If there's anybody from, like, the program that I went to that wants me to be like, or that wants to ask, like, oh, what's her name? I'll text it to you privately. Don't repeat it to anyone. Please, just don't. But if there's anybody, let's say from the program that I went to in East Bay, like, from either cohort, you can ask. I'll tell you. But anyone else, or anyone who may see this and maybe recognize what year this was in, or who went to the same high school as me, don't ask. There are multiple English teachers at that high school. You can assume who it was. You don't need to know. Because, again, privacy reasons. And then also, I don't want her coming for my head, so, yeah. But I will tell the story. Because even looking back now, I kind of die a little bit inside, because I'm like, really? Did you have to go that far? I mean, I understand what you were getting at, but for real? That's all I'm gonna say. For real? Did you? I don't know, but I try to push that out of my head when I'm doing English assignments, but it's kind of hard, especially when I remember that little rant of hers, and at some point, her voice cracked. Like, I kid you not, her voice cracked. Which, again, I'm going to go into more detail about, but that was 2020 was epic. That is all I'm going to say. 2020 was epic.
Pause button.
Alright, I'm going to pause here and come back and more or less show you the process of how I submit assignments. I'm going to speed up JAWS, and the reason I'm going to do this is because I don't want to accidentally have someone hear the name of the college that I go to, even though that accidentally happened like 2 times. And then I also want to make sure nobody hears anything that is going to give away more than what more than what I'd feel comfortable with. So yeah, I'm gonna speed JAWS up when I show you how I submit stuff. This is actually, so this particular submission is like a file, so I have to upload a file to Canvas. There have been a few where it's like text entries. There are some where we used Padlet. I don't know how many of you have used Padlet. I used it once for my psychology class. This was in senior year. And I thought I had submitted something, but I don't know if I submitted it as an anonymous user back in senior year. And so now I'm like freaking out whenever we have a Padlet. I'm like, I need to make sure I'm signed in, because when she goes and grades the assignments, I am not about to not have a grade all because I didn't sign in. And I did notice, like, one of my classmates, their account is anonymous or something. Like, I don't know if they just typed that in as a username or if that just happened because they were not signed in or something. But I remember I did that when I was a senior in high school. Again, this is during the lockdown. The Padlet psychology thing.
Pause. Button. One notification. Dice World. Now. Your turn. Your.
Okay, you did not have to hear that. But yeah. This particular thing that I'm going to be submitting is like a file, so yeah, I'm going to pause, I'm going to finish, and then I'll come back when I'm about to submit the file. So, yas.
Done. Pause. Button.
Boy, for now. Alright, so I'm back. I'm gonna submit what I wrote.
Sheet grabber. Button. Speech off.
So I'm on the Canvas page. I did a virtual find so I could find week 3. So I have to down arrow. Okay, now I'm gonna lower my, I'm gonna lower the speed so you can. Ah, come on, dingus. Oh, it's control.
Slower, 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 slower. Faster. Need 3 forward storytelling. Duration. Handle item story dash Google Chrome to move the list of 5 items. Tuesday by 9:38 Wednesday 10. Submitting a file upload. 5 times PDF and available until 10 at 9:38 Wednesday 10. Exploring identity folder and sometimes people dismiss stories. Explore this available 5 times. Submit Wednesday Tuesday by 9 list of 5 items. Start assignment button.
Okay, start assignment.
Tuesday by 9:38.
And then.
Wednesday 10. Submitting a file upload 5 times PDF and docs. Available until 10 Wednesday 10. Exploring identity. Sometimes people dismiss essay. Link Cather describe reads this cat. Use of folder Wednesday. Remember link to remind links to you on the discussed remix storytelling. Upload story file upload tab selected. Link file upload. File upload tab selected. Link file upload. Studio tab. Link studio. Google Drive left there. LTM. Google Drive left there. Office 306. Link Office 300. Microsoft OneDrive tab. Link Microsoft OneDrive tab. Panel start file upload. Upload a file or choose a file you already uploaded. Choose file code. No file chosen button.
Okay, choose file.
5 code. Open sidebar. 5 code and combo. Name the set home. Explore page. Folder layout page. Shelf annotations. What Americans can learn from other food cultures. Docs. English 115 and English 45. Enter explore page. Folder layout page. Shelf folder view items. View list R. Rand still dash story tar. Reading underline exploring the R. Read dash 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 R. Read dash 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 maze R. Response storytelling duration. Revised paragraph dot response storytelling duration. Handle item story. Read dash 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 maze. Response storytelling duration. Handle item story dot docs. Read dash 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 maze. Response storytelling duration. Handle item story dot read dash 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 response storytelling duration. Handle item read dash 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 response storytelling duration. Read dash 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 response storytelling duration. Handle item story dot docs. Items view list docs. Response storytelling duration. Handle item story dot docs. Read dash 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 maze dash response storytelling duration. Handle item enter. Need 3 code storytelling duration. Handle item story dash Google Chrome dash join up there. My college account right there and available. Need 3 code storytelling duration. Handle item story dash Google Chrome dash join up there. Add another file button. Choose file folder respond upload a file or choose tab panel start file upload. Link Microsoft OneDrive. Tab panel start file upload. Upload or choose file add another your additional choose file folder respond. Edit. Placeholder comments dot printing face. Printing over the dot sign. Plus second hand sign. Printing face. Printing cancel button. Submit assignment button. Enter available. Need 3 code storytelling duration. Handle item story document. Framework from the Canvas developers. Need 3 code storytelling duration. Handle item story. Need 3 codes. Framework from the Canvas developers. Same page link skip the visit link list of account visit courses button current link calendar link inbox history button link studio button students list list of
And then I'm just gonna make sure that I submitted it.
Table with 6 columns and 1 row and 10 PDS. Exemplary. Student answers all questions with details and analysis. 8.5 PDS. Accomplished. Student answers all questions, but the answers are brief of demonstrated analysis or metacognition or student misses one question, but the others are. Answer thoughtfully. 7 PDS. Developing. Student misses one response. Answers are off topic or answers are so brief that they don't demonstrate thoughtfulness. 6 PDS. Developing. Student misses half the questions. 4 PDS. Expand your response. 100 to 150 words. 2.5 PDS. Developing. Very incomplete. Table net testing level 1. 10 PDS. Total points full 10. Table net. Module navigation. Navigation. Link previous module item. Link next module item. Module navigation. Make region net. Heading level 2 submission. Submitted. 7 9 to 4:08 p.m. Link submission details. Link download response storytelling duration and item story docs. Link submission details. Link download response storytelling duration. Level 3 comments folder. Link download response storytelling submission details. Link download response storytelling duration and link submission details. Link download response storytelling heading level no support button.
So I know I'm gonna get. Well, I think some people might understand this, but the reason.
Slower. Windows Z. Windows D.
Hold on.
Slower. G. Windows M. Windows D. Folder view list view. JAWS 2024. 8 of 20. To move the items, use the arrow keys to edit the selected item. Press F2. Google Chrome 7 of 20. Faster. FS Reader 3.0. 6 of 20. Google Chrome 7 of 20. Slower. Faster. FS Reader 3. Google Chrome 7.
Actually, let me check my battery.
AC connected. Battery level colon 5. Battery 100 Windows.
Okay, so the reason that you saw me, like, or you heard me double check if I submitted it, because I mean, I just want to make sure that the file is there, and also, you know, I don't want any surprises later that you submitted the wrong file. So yeah, last week was actually the first week that I started submitting like file submissions through Canvas. Like using the computer. So, yes. Last week was the first week of that. I didn't think I'd get a hang of Canvas as quickly as I did. I thought it was going to take me a million years, but I mean, like I may or may not have mentioned in another video, Canvas, there are some similarities with Canvas and Google Classroom. That's what I noticed. Not everything is the same, however. So, yeah, but I think what's helped me is, like, noticing kind of like similarities as far as Canvas and Google Classroom. Like, there's the People tab. But as far as like Google Classroom, it was announcements, classwork, and people. Whereas on Canvas, like some teachers can put like modules, discussions. I think the discussion tab is already on Canvas, but like the communications teacher, for example, doesn't have modules on their Canvas page. My English teacher does, so that, I guess you can say, teachers can kind of do their own thing as far as like how they divide their stuff. Whereas on Google Classroom, you couldn't really do that, so yeah. I didn't think I was going to get the hang of Canvas using JAWS, but I did, surprisingly. So, yes. It's just me right now. Yay! But anyways, I am going to pause this. Gonna disconnect my laptop from the charger. It's been on there for like a gazillion years. And I'm gonna start packing my computer bag. I'm not gonna put away the laptop just yet, but I will put away, actually, do I need to put away my Victor Stream? Do I or do I not? You know what? I might just go ahead and put away my Victor Stream. I use a Victor Reader Stream. Some of you already know that. But yeah, I'm gonna put away my laptop, Victor Stream. The Braille Sense I'm not gonna put in my bag until the morning, but at least I have like 2 of my things packed, so yes. And boy, for now.
Speech on. Done. Dim. Pause. Button.
Alright, so I'm gonna end the recording here. I'm almost done with laundry. I just put all my pajamas in the washer, took them out, and then they're now in the dryer. Oh, it turns out what was on top of the washer was actually, I think it was a beanie, if I remember correctly. I think it was a beanie. Like one of those little hat thingies. So I put that back in the washer. Washed it again, because like I said it, or like I may or may not have said it felt like it was washed, but I wasn't too sure. So put it back in the washer. It's washing. So I might actually switch out my cane tomorrow. It looks like in the next few days it should be cooling down. Hopefully. And yes. Alright, boy.